Good morning. Today is September 4th, 2024. And yesterday we had a pretty nice sell-off after we attempted to break above. Remember, yesterday I was saying if we fail to break above, we're likely going to see the low side of the range. And I also said that the longer we spend in a range, the bigger the break. And we had a pretty big break. So you could see that, I mean, it was pretty controlled, the selling, but there was strong sellers. When we here we started putting some volume at the bottom of the range by the previous week's low, so we got a short signal, and we came. I didn't think we were gonna get that much follow through, but we got all the way to the 90-day point of control. Tested below it and then closed right above it, right where the 50 moving average is and the 20 moving average. But now we are opening below that and below just around yesterday's low, just a little bit inside of this spike. So it's one of the most bearish scenarios. So for today, usually on days like this, the market likes to test half of the previous day, which for ES is at where is it at? It's right here at 55.73 and 3/4, and we left 3 sets of single prints on the way down. You can see that, the first push we left this set of single prints between 55.94 and 56.03. We left some more after, breaking, after consolidating a little bit here around the previous week's low. We left a couple here. So those are areas that initially we're going to see some resistance. So what I'm looking for, the first thing that I see is that we have inventory that's 100% short. So from yesterday's close, all the action overnight was below the close, so that's 100% short inventory, which means that we should get a little bit of a correction towards this area, towards the 55.42, and that's also what the point of control for yesterday's session was at 55.44-ish. So this area, I'm expecting a test of this area, right? So from here, if we can get above it, the first target will be the single prints at 55.60, and then halfback is right here. So I would suspect that if we test this, there's going to be an attempt to test the previous week's low and yesterday's half. If we don't see sellers defending this area and hold it, then we can see a little bit of a squeeze above the previous week's low, and then test this single prints area. But from here, we're really gonna need buyers to really push, because you see that if we're here, we're gonna be trading back inside the range, and that if sellers don't defend here, then they're gonna really get squeezed, and we're gonna go back into the 20-day point of control. So this area is gonna be key. So these single prints are gonna be key. And I'm gonna be looking for, if we get above them, then it's another 30-40 point squeeze. But for now, we're clearly in a bearish environment right now. I mean, at least compared to the previous weeks, right? And now the other scenario is that we just balance, we have a rotational day, and then we just cannot get anywhere, which is very common after days like this. So I wouldn't be surprised. So don't go thinking that we gotta bounce or that we gotta continue lower. There's the third option, which is the rotational, which people call choppy, and it's just the market accepting prices. So that's an option that it's probably very likely for today, especially because we're trading right at the 90-day point of control. We could, have a big range and stay rotational. So and if we get below yesterday's low again and below the overnight low, then I'm going to be looking for a gap fill here at 54.87.75, and then see if we can catch a bounce and then come back into the 90-day point of control. So lots of possibilities for today. Don't get stuck with any bias, because we really don't know. This could go either way. But my first guess is rotational, accepting prices here, and an attempt to close this gap. NQ, I had to put here the 365 profile, because we have references here, but you can see more clear that there's a huge magnet here in NQ at 18,300, which is a 365-day point of control. But scenario would be the same. I'm looking for to see if this if we can test halfback for NQ, which is at, where's halfback? Halfback is way above here at 19,190. So 19,190 above this area, and this where this consolidation is, right below the previous week's low. So if we move up here, then I will be looking for that. But I mean, right now, more likely we close this gap at 18,765. But we have a jobs report, a JOLTS report at 10 a.m. So that could bring us back higher. It could really bring more sellers and attempt another push lower. So it really could go either way. Just take it one step at a time. That's my and also because volatility is elevated, I usually size down. So trade smaller, leave a little bit more room for your stops, and use the market structure to place your stops. So crude oil took all this liquidity that I was talking about, and but wasn't able to catch much of a bounce yet. It even checked lower, almost closed this gap, and now it's accepting prices lower. It brought the 5-day point of control down, or shifted down here. So if crude catches a bid, I would look for the overnight high, which is here at 71.45, as the line in the sand to look for longs. So if we get above it and hold above that, then I would look for a long. First target would be right here, the 70, right below 72. And then there's some resistance here too at 70. What is this? In this area right here. So this is going to be some resistance for now. And if we get above that, then we're likely going to retest the 20-day point of control and be back into this range. And in that case, then I'll be looking for a move higher, because that would be a look below and fail. But for now, we keep going lower. We have a big drop from the 77 area, 78 area, all the way to the 69 area. So we also have some untested points of control here, and we can also turn on the yearly volume profile, and we can see that there's a little bit of an area here where we had accepted prices at the 68.60 area. So, and we don't have really like strong support until the 63 area. So if in the case that we keep moving lower, this area becomes a magnet at the 68 30 to 68.80. All right, gold. So gold is broke below this this area. Like when we have the overall market sell-off, you know, like people sell everything. It doesn't matter. You know, they need to make room in their portfolio, like free up buying power, etc. So they sell everything. So they, you know, gold sold off yesterday, but it found support at the 2500. So, and it's now, you see how it tested below the moving averages, and now it's trading back above it. So I would suspect that now the trade, because also it tested below this day right here, which is its previous swing low, and it didn't hold. So I would look, I think today would be a good day to look for a long into the 2542 area, as long as this area holds, right? Like have a stop here, and then target this area. All right, what else do we have for today? So we have those reports at 10 a.m. And then we have Fed's beige book at 2 p.m. Usually it's not too much of a move, but keep an eye on it. And then tomorrow we have more an employment change, ADP employment change, initial jobless claim. I think the jobs reports are now becoming a little more relevant, because it's what the Fed is looking at in order to make the decisions. So keep an eye on those. Those are going to be market movers. All right, good luck.